blah, and voices and vibes. What up, everyone?
Way to bring us in, Shireen.
We're here, we're here. Yeah, well, it was just all I caught was vibes. Hey, everyone, it is another Herbal Tea Thursday, and it
Where
is
the
your
cups at? Where the cups at?
girl.
Where the cups at? Where the cups at?
They are right here. Cheers, lady. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Ching, 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 ching.
What y'all sipping on?
I am sipping on peppermint tea.
Shireen, me too.
We're in alignment today.
What you got, Cynthia?
Mine is orange.
That's okay, girl.
Wild.
Somebody had to play left field. Someone.
I'm always gonna be different.
I like that.
It is
I almost went with the green
Simon.
green tea.
Blackprint.com.
Welcome back to another episode of Herbal Tea Thursday, your wellness live. Baby, it's your healthy habits and lifestyle coach, Giovanni, and I help those with endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome reduce chronic pain, eliminate stress, and minimize irregular or heavy periods. Y'all, thank y'all for coming back and vibing with me. Shireen, what you got?
What up, everyone? I swear I was just starting 5 minutes ago, but it's okay. Because my name is Shireen Simon. I am the founder of blackprint.com and the host of Voices and Vibes with a Z. And the owner of Perspective Studio Productions, baby. And that's where we are today. And we have a special guest in the house with Giovanni and I today. Cynthia, please introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Cynthia Coleman, the sports diva, and I am host of Sports Sense, CYNTS, the podcast, and also the host of Big Up Your Biz, where you can come in and talk about your business for a few minutes. I'm glad to be here with my girls.
Hey, y'all don't act like y'all don't already know. Sports Sense done been up here already one time. We had our Super Bowl special. And so she said she gonna run it back because we talking about how powerful is networking today. But before we even get into that, Shireen.
Yes,
check
girl.
Us in, baby. Check us
all right. Let's check in. Oh, all right. So hold on. I'll just finish this one right here. As we go, we got 2 check-in cards. Are you ready, ladies? And just to let everybody know, this is 3/4 of the accountability group. And there's the 4th one. Yes, there she is. Hey, y'all, go. All right. The Activity Playhouse. We see you here in spirit. All right, let's check in. Ooh, these are so beautiful. All right. So the first one says, 3 things you love about yourself.
Ooh.
Right? Get it thinking. Get your thinking caps on. 3 things you love about yourself. And I will mention the second one after that.
Right? Get it thinking. Get your thinking caps on.
What is that delay?
It was not a delay. It was an echo. Sports.
It was my phone. It's my phone.
Okay. All right. So 3 things. Sports Sense is our guest. Would you like to go first?
I can go first. Okay. Let's see. 3 things I love about myself. I'm creative.
Yes, you are.
I have a big heart. And I have to narrow it to 3 because there's lots of things I love about me. But I'll say I'm creative. I have a big heart. And I can pivot as needed. I'm adaptable. I can adapt to any situation as needed. There.
Love that. What I love about you, Sports Sense, I always say that you are fearless. I love how fearless you are. I admire how fearless you are. That's what I love about you.
Oh, stop.
Yes. You're supposed to go on, girl. Go on.
Go on.
Don't go on.
Stop.
All right.
Just go on.
Giovanni, do you want to go next?
I'm gonna say the way I show my love to others, my personality, and my resilience. I'm gonna go with those 3. That's the first 3 that came to mind for me.
Okay.
What you got, Shireen?
All right. What do I love about myself? I am passionate, just naturally passionate. one thing I love about myself is how much I am loving myself. I love how I love me. A lot of people are struggling or learning how to love themselves, or they don't even know if they love themselves. But I can say that I love how I love me. And then my third one, I love that I am happy. I love that I create happiness and joy for myself. So, and that's in almost every single thing I do. So, I love that I am happy. That I can't express how much joy that gives me, and I don't know if people believe me when I say I'm happy. I feel so much joy right now in my life. Even when I have days that feel off, I can truly say I am so happy right now. Yeah. So put it in the chat. We
Yeah,
wanna
that's
know
what I was gonna say. Y'all
wanna
put
know how you love
in
you.
the chat
We
what
wanna
you
know
love
3
about
things.
yourself. Remember, this ain't just about us. It's about you
Mhm.
too.
Right.
It's about you too. So put it in the chat. What are 3 things you love about yourself? So y'all
Wait,
been
wait.
vibing us for about 6 minutes already.
Oh,
So
go ahead.
before we forget, I need you to go ahead and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you go over to the YouTube. Our information is in the description of this video. Go to YouTube, subscribe to our channels, like this video, and hit that notification bell so you never forget when we go live or we drop a video, or we even have a post to let you know about something good. So make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channels. And we'd love for you to support a Black women-owned YouTube channel and business that's out here that's visible and vocal. So why not? Why not support us? What does it cost you? But a couple of pushes of some buttons. Tap that screen for us, y'all.
Yeah, especially
Go ahead,
because we
Shereen,
all
put it out.
have such different messages, and our guest is here. Follow her. Please follow her as well. And it
Always,
looks like
baby.
one of
Always.
our fellow girlfriend has said she loves her determination, how she loves for love for others, and her willingness to help.
Most
Yeah,
definitely. Most
definitely.
definitely.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Oh, I want to say
Testify.
something, Shereen. Who cares if somebody don't believe you if you happy? Long as you believe it and you know you happy, man.
Girl,
What
there's a
happened
lot
to
of
them other
people that are
people?
not
Read the
happy.
next car.
There's a lot of people that are not happy. So if they could
You
take
said
a
you don't
page,
know if they believe you. I'm talking
well,
about
yeah,
them not
but
believing
there's,
you.
if they could take a page out of my book, then they can focus
Oh,
on
you got a
loving
book
themselves.
coming?
Girl,
Sounds amazing. Next car.
we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We're not doing that. We got to guess and look who's showing out. We ain't doing that. All right, I'll read the next card.
Am I really a guest?
Keep it pushing.
Am I really a guest?
No, I feel like you're
No,
You're
but
home.
to the audience, because you like our special guests. You pop in, you pop out. All right. This one says this or that. This
Ooh.
or that.
You can get with this or you can get with that.
You can get with this or you can get with that, Cynthia.
Mm-hmm. You can get with this or you can get with that. I think I'll get with this
Because this is
is
where
where it's at.
Hey, okay. Let's go. All right, hit us with the card.
Okay. Take a social media break or prepare all your meals for the week. I'm preparing my meals. I'm taking
Prepare
that
all
break.
my meals for a week. I do that anyway.
I'm taking that break. I ain't even gonna lie. You preparing your meals, Cynthia?
I prepare my meals all week anyways for a week.
I'm gonna take the break.
For the
I'm
most
gonna take
part.
the break and prepare my meals. I'll go a little bit deeper on the creativity because I'm on that break. I ain't gotta worry about scheduling nothing, figuring nothing out.
I ain't even thinking about those meals while I'm taking my break.
Me for the food, baby.
I would take that break. Look, we got
break.
Yeah.
the activity playhouse will take that break as well. I ain't even thinking about the food while I break.
What you got, Sports Sense? What you went with?
Yeah, I'm gonna prepare my meals. I can't take the break. I can't do the break.
You out here for the people, girl. You out here for the people.
I'm here for the people.
She loves her social media people.
They need me in these streets.
They need you.
They need you just as much as you need them. I feel you on that.
It's a give and take relationship.
Yeah.
It's a give and take. That's all that matters. It's a healthy relationship.
It is. It is. So, y'all, it's that part of the show or the episode or the live experience where we talk about our wellness wins. Your wellness wins for the week. Your wellness wins for the week. So if you're listening and you're tuned in, make sure you drop your wellness win in the chat. Shireen, we coming to you first, baby. Your wellness win for the week.
The pressure is pressuring. Okay, so actually, I think my wellness win for the week came in today when I was leaving a voice message for you ladies in our accountability group, and I was just kind of thinking through my thoughts. Tomorrow, I have a talk to do, and it's talking about confidence. And I think my wellness win for the week is just acknowledging how I pull through and become confident in uncomfortable spaces. And just being able to reflect on that, that part of my journey is a wellness win. I felt so empowered just reflecting back on that. And I'm excited to feed into the community of women that I'm going to be speaking in front of tomorrow and just give them that message. And I think that's that's my wellness win.
I love it.
Tag.
I can go next.
Go ahead.
My wellness win. Me and Spencer hit those streets again and got moving and grooving. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we was out there eating those miles up, back like we never left the streets, baby, feeling good. So that's our wellness win. But Spencer, come tell the people about the win. Come here, baby.
The streets be calling. The streets be
Girl,
calling.
do that. Do.
All right, Cynthia, you go ahead.
My wellness win is me, Cherokee and Charlie. We started back walking this week, walking in the neighborhood. Even though the pollen was pollening this week, we got back out there. So we've been walking in the mornings. I'll be getting back to the gym, but the walking, I mean, they've even gotten back into the routine because now they know, oh, we need to be walking. Let's go wake mom up, get me out of the bed. Oh, hey, Spencer.
The show is going left, people. I don't know what's happening.
Mine are downstairs.
Oh, he gave a high five. That was cool. That's cool.
All we was doing.
That's
all we were doing.
I would say that was cool. I didn't know what was happening for 2.5 seconds.
Shireen is, Spence.
You got to retrain.
Spence, you don't have a window to look out. The window's calling.
Y'all, your wellness wins. Wellness wins in the chat. You got the dog mommies out here getting those miles in.
We don't.
Making sure they fur babies' hearts are nice and strong. And hopefully getting rid of that unhealthy weight that isn't unnecessary for our big babies.
And for us too.
Yeah, that part. I like it.
Ladies,
it's the wellness wins, baby.
We're in the month of May. It's the beginning of May. And we're basically in the second quarter. And I really want to know, have you ladies been out in these streets networking? And has there been any great benefits? Like, are you outside? The summer's not here yet. But have you been outside?
I've been outside. You know, I love.
You don't have to feel bad about it. You don't have to feel guilty. I just want to know if you've been outside.
Oh no, I don't feel guilty. I love doing it. I love networking. And I went to an event a few weeks ago and networked with some awesome people, met some awesome people, talked to some awesome people, talked to 4 of the 5 guys who inspired me to get back on this entrepreneurship journey. And one thing I'll say about when you network in a room full of people whose sole purpose there is to network, it picks that inspiration up. Mind you, a lot of people still have their phones and stuff, out recording, but it just does something. And I'm that person, when I network, I decide beforehand, I'm going to ask a question and I'm going to ask everybody that same question. And so then when I meet you again, I'll remember you by the answer that you gave me.
I like that. It's very intentional.
Yeah.
Very much so. I want to know the question.
So do I. What's the question?
Let's see. At this event, the question was, oh my God.
That's okay.
Nah,
The question.
nah.
Oh, she knows the question. Okay.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But Naya's wellness win is being out and about. Being out
Very
and about.
applicable.
So
Very
wellness-
applicable.
Anybody else, make sure you drop your wellness win in the chat so we can acknowledge you.
Cynthia, I don't know what's going on over there. Cynthia, you sharing
The
this or what?
Yeah, I am because I'm thinking about some of the responses that I got to the question.
You don't have to share those.
We just want to know the question.
So okay, so what I do is when I walk up to people, when I meet them, other than ask, hey, how you doing? I walked up to somebody. Okay, so let me just preface this by saying most
PG.
Oh yes, PG. Yeah,
okay.
A lot of the people that I network with, or that I approach at network events, I approach women too, but a lot of them are guys. And so I'll walk up to I'll ask,
are you single?
I'll walk no, I don't. I may have to start doing that. But I'll walk
You have two blings, right? You have two blings.
I'll walk back up and say, I'll walk up to him and say, hey, why are you not smiling? And it starts a conversation.
Wait, are you asking Black women this? Because if you ask me that, I'll be like, listen.
Yeah, I do.
And you getting a good response?
Because when I walk up, it's not like, why are you not smiling? Like, I walk up and say, hey, why are you not smiling? And they'll look around and start smiling, and then we start talking.
Okay.
I love it. That speaks about your personality, though. I choose joy. You want people to be joyous, and you want to be able to see it before you even hear them. So I can definitely see that. As a Black woman, I would be like, dang, I'm not smiling. You must can't see it behind my mask. I'm smiling though. So yeah, that would make me smile. I like that.
Okay, somebody said, shoot, I do it with my students. Then the smile comes out. See, I just know that comment at times can be triggering because a woman doesn't always like, especially when you say it to women, it can absolutely be triggering. Check it out. I'm not the first or the last or the only to feel that way, because sometimes it's like, why do I always need to be smiling? Right. And just because I don't walk around like this. I don't.
But it's at a networking event. So the purpose is to get people to approach you. So if you're standing there,
nobody said they were screw facing. So think about the people that come in. I went to an event the other day and people came in and they were very uncomfortable. They're not walking and smiling. They're feeling uncomfortable because they're not extroverted, right? So they just came in and they're just like a little like, who do I talk to? It's not a smile. But I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the question itself. But if it works, it works.
It did. I didn't have anybody either not turn and smile or not give me an answer. Everybody I walked to, number one, smile.
Maybe they do have that, and maybe they don't. I didn't want to say that because not everybody, but maybe they do, or maybe they're introverted and they're just not smiling. So we got to be considerate for everybody, not just RBFs out here, people. Shoot, put your real name up there. Shoot, talking all that ish.
No, because Shereen, you know how you get when you be in there and taking them pictures, and you know when I have to say thank you, Cynthia. So don't even bring all shoot into it. When I be like, Shereen, did you not have fun at your opening? What is going on with the pictures? Where are the smiles?
That has nothing to do. We're talking two different things. No, those are two different things.
The grand opening, and she's talking about a networking event. People are clearly coming to network you at the grand opening.
So sorry, are you saying that you cannot understand that people walk in the room and they're not smiling? Because people walk.
I can definitely understand that, but I can also understand when someone says, "Hey, why aren't you smiling?" Understand. It's like, oh my God, you see me and you care about the fact that I'm not smiling, so you must want me to feel some type of level of comfort or let me know that it's okay. So, that I'm here.
Right.
That comment.
So that's what I was saying, but I want to ask you, Shereen, why is that triggering though? Tell me a little bit more.
So that is one perspective. So just remember, there's always multiple perspectives. That is one perspective, and there is also another perspective where women are constantly asked, "Oh, why aren't you smiling?" And maybe they do have resting bitch face. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're just chilling. Maybe they're uncomfortable. Maybe they're as I said, introverted, and they're not just walking around with smiles. So it can be triggering. Look it up on TikTok. Look it up on TikTok. You'll be surprised.
Well, I don't know how to use TikTok.
Girl, it's a
Not be able
search.
to
It's
find
no
that.
different from Google. But my whole point is it depends on the audience because if it works, it works. And if it doesn't work, respect the fact that it might not work because it might trigger somebody. But
so
in
when they're
Cynthia's
triggered and they say
situation, it
that,
didn't.
what would that look like? What would that other perspective look like besides them feeling like, oh my God, you care about me, you see me, you actually care about the fact that I'm not smiling and I don't know you.
So
I
even
think
your
this is how the
response,
conversation
even
started.
your response is just your perspective of how somebody should respond. Right?
Okay.
Right?
But
'Cause there's
here's
a whole other
So
stuff.
let's do it. Be uncomfortable. Be uncomfortable right now.
See, I don't actually have that thing. I'm just I know that doesn't mean I can't speak on behalf of other people. I might.
You're right. You can. I just want to
Damn
see
right
how,
I can.
it played out. So
All
I
right,
can
go.
better
You want this, Giovanni? I'm gonna give it
Oh
to you.
God.
Let's go. Come on, roll with it. Roll the clip. I'm just trying to give you more than one perspective, but if you need to see
I'm
it,
okay with the perspective. I just want to say, how would it play out in other ways?
well, if I'm not the one living it, I'm just speaking on behalf of other people that I've seen saying that can be triggering for them. I'm just giving you
Cynthia,
another
has
point
it
of view.
ever like not worked for you when you said it at a networking event?
No, that's why I said if it works, it works.
no, it
And
hasn't.
how often have you used it? Did it ever help you actually get the conversation started?
Yeah, it does because one thing, because when I say it, walk up, depending on again, male or
Cynthia goes
female,
to big networking events.
a big well, no,
Yeah, you girl, you go where the celebs at.
some. Ooh, I wish some of them are, but mainly when I walk up to them, I'm a touchy feely person, and I know sometimes not everybody likes to be touched.
Yeah.
But guys, because it makes them feel, and I'm about to out myself right here, but it makes them feel more masculine. I will touch their bicep.
Girl, this
And
conversation,
why
how
are
far
you not-
left we going?
Girl, if you don't sound like my mama when she
Why are you
went to
not-
the networking event with me on
But I-
group home.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
Nah,
Why
she
you
was
not
like,
smiling?
"Ooh,
How you doing? Oh, look at you. You
Huh.
got that muscles out. You've been working out.
that is
You worked
not
out
an
before you got
appropriate
here?
networking handshake." So how does that? How
Hey,
do they
baby.
take that?
Hey,
What's
boo.
the perspective on that?
Listen, the perspective is you touch the wrong person, they might be like, what are you doing?
Well, and that's why I say it depends on.
Not everybody likes to be touched.
But what I'll do,
It's
and
true.
it depends, because I walk up like, and plus, now mind
It's
you, this
true.
last networking event I went to, we were all in there. It was way. Well, I'm not gonna say it was way too many people. It was a lot of people in there, so you were gonna be bumping into people. So as you're walking, walking down, hey,
Exactly. Shoot, thank you.
why are you not smiling? And you smile at them. People can't help but smile because it's almost like their body's response to
I'm gonna
you
go to your
smiling.
next event.
Or like when you know how it is when you yawn, somebody else yawns.
It's contagious.
Yeah. When you smile, you're like, hey, why are you not smiling? And you smile at them and they
Who's
start
you?
smiling. And one thing it makes people do, it gets people comfortable. Because if somebody walked up to me, it's like, hey, now I don't touch everybody.
Keep your hands off of me. I don't know you. You know what? Let me give you a joke. One time
Before you get there, so guys, the topic is how powerful is networking.
Did we get there yet? We're not there yet.
We didn't get to that point yet.
We're only at the greeting.
We heard one tip and one don't use. Okay, so we heard the one tip was have a good conversation starter. Hey, why aren't you smiling? Just to make someone feel comfortable and embrace each other's presence at a networking event. Some people might feel a little bit.
Some people may not get as accepted. Mm-hmm. But some people may not, both ways. Because even how she said, when men say it to women, why aren't you smiling? Like, I'm not walking around just smiling. So what are you talking about? And it could be a networking event. It doesn't have to be me. I am speaking on behalf of more than one person here. But
so your joke?
No, I didn't have a joke. Oh, yeah. Oh. Well, it wasn't really a joke. It was an uncomfortable moment where we were networking and they felt comfortable. We were smiling and we were talking. And then they also felt comfortable enough to touch me. And don't touch me. Like they went to touch my chain or something. And I was like,
oh, no, now that.
No. I don't expect people bumping into people is one thing, but resting your hands on me, I'm not expecting you to touch me. Doesn't matter who it is. I'm not expecting you. So if you touch me, I might have a reaction like a natural reaction. So I don't want to be touched like that.
And so
You're literally in my space.
When that happened? What happened when that happened to you? Like what
it was
your
a natural. Lucky you didn't get no F-bombs coming out of this mouth. What do you
And how did they receive
Oh,
that?
you just got it. And I just got to what? You just got to back. I'm trying to be cordial without fully going off because, whoa, you just came into my space. Did you want a business card? Like, no, please don't scan. Don't scan my QR code. Just a little respect. Just a little respect is all I'm asking for. I don't think it's an unreasonable request.
Last weekend. I went outside last weekend and it was my first.
No, I'm not pulling the card out the bra. Who is this offshoot? Or maybe they went to go pull it out the bra. What, you got any cards? Yeah, baby, hold on. Let me just move this 10.
So
it's in the other one.
It was a community market fair. So it's kind of like a similar vibe to like a flea market almost, but like of small businesses, where you can buy different things. So there was a lady out there selling natural skin products like soaps, another lady out there selling like gemstones, bracelets, a black chiropractor out there, massage lady that had a lot of different other medicinal purposes besides just massages, or medical services, just massages. She was out there. Some other people having supplements. And it was at Recipe Oak Cliff. Y'all know that's my favorite place in the streets for my raw eats. And I was able to do many interviews. So as you know, I'm the host of the Empire Plates, Empire Lives podcast. And we got a live segment on Tuesdays where we have mukbangs, and it's called the Nourish and Flourish Vibes. So Nourish and Flourish Vibes was out in the streets in the community networking. And I got to learn so much about so many different people and their healing journeys and just what it looked like for them. And like from older people who was like a plant healer to younger people. And it's beautiful how people are taking their own intentional paths with well-being and wellness and wanting to bring it to the community in an affordable way. And so it was my first time networking in person as a podcast host, other than when we had our Empire Plates, Empire Lives networking event at the Podcast Summit. That was the first one ever there. But this one was in the community, in my local community, being able to do that. And it was just a whole different vibe. And it felt supportive. It was loving. And it just felt good to be out. I think a lot of times we get behind online presence and events that we don't really get to really enjoy those physical in-person community networking events. And I think that's where a lot of times the biggest relationships are able to be created. So I have fun at that networking.
But you also did that networking event where you flew out when you took the trip to Washington.
The Indo Black Gala. I guess we could call that networking. I was going to celebrate all the people that are like making moves.
Still networking, meeting new people.
You're right. I did do some networking there. You're right. That was another one in my niche. That was beautiful too. That was inspiring and motivational. And it definitely was risk taking and sacrifices being made just to get there. And we talked about that before, but that was a good one. Thanks, Shereen, for bringing that one up. That was good. That's good. So I guess my tip, do I need to get one tip like sports sense? My tip would be just go out there and be yourself, and the law of attraction will do its doggone thing with attracting you to the right people to either inspire you or help you move your business forward and collaborate, or just give you other opportunities that you never would have had you not been in that place at the right time. That'll be my tip. Go ahead, Shereen.
Did you find it easy to bring people in to interview? I'm gonna talk about mine in a minute.
Did I find people easy to bring in to interview? For the most part, people were ready to interview. They just weren't ready to do my podcast guest application form. And sometimes people just kind of want to do what it is that they want to do at their convenience and not really have to do much outside of that. But I have a process when it comes to my podcast, and I want to best promote and present businesses and entities to my best of my ability. And so that was the only slight struggle. But other than that, no, they enjoyed it. Some of them were excited about it, didn't even realize they were even going to have the opportunity to be interviewed. So that was dope. What was that?
No people outside of the people you were expecting to interview. You didn't pull anybody else. Did you pull anybody else in that you were outside?
Yeah, they weren't in the group that even knew that they were going to have the opportunity to interview, and they enjoyed it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was. It made me feel good.
And see, I would say every opportunity, whenever you go, even if you're just going to, like you said, a conference, when you went to the gala, that's an opportunity to network. You know, whether or not that's what your plan is, always plan to be networking when you go somewhere like that. Any business event, even any event, whether it's a concert in the park or, you know, whatever, there's always an opportunity to network. Even if you're just telling one or two people, this is what I do, this is where you can find me. Every opportunity to network.
You got that right. I even did it at a jazz lounge before. And someone was saying they do like 6 months. I think it's like 6 months. It was either 3 or 6 months on being plant-based and 6 months off. And he was just talking about it because they had like.
How does that come up at a jazz event?
At a jazz lounge. So we were outside and they were having like food. And so when I was looking at the menu, I was like, oh, they don't got nothing I can eat. And he was like, well, what y'all, vegans or something?
Yeah, plant-based.
Yeah, we don't need to. He was like, yeah, I do that. I do that every 6 months, and I just feel so good. And then I go right back to it. And I was like, well, I don't really understand why you go right back to it. Well, you know, that's how you grow up. But it's like, but if you can go 6 whole months without doing it, why turn around and go back? But that's his vibe, and that's okay. And so I love the fact that we were able to have that conversation. Had I not said out loud, oh, they don't got nothing for me to eat on here, we would have never had that conversation. And then he actually subscribed to the channel. And it was, like she said, an opportunity to be able to network and let people know what you do and how they can support, especially if they have similar lifestyles or on a certain, you know, type of journey that you're on. So,
yeah, I went to a handful. I've been to a handful since the year started. I don't even know. It's probably around here. Let's say about 4 or 5 or so. But I feel like it's been great. I did the same thing. I was a podcaster at a live event, and it was great. And so I did have somebody with me that could bring people in as well to get them to talk to me. And afterwards, that's why I said people come in shy and they don't come in smiling, because we talked about the people that came into the room and how uncomfortable they looked. And it was all women. It was all Black women. And how uncomfortable they looked and felt. And she kind of went to them to bring them over to like have them, you know, warm them up with a conversation. And even there was hesitance there. But when you're talking to them, like when I was speaking to them, some of the conversations that came out of it were great. Just like you're saying, Giovanni, just realizing what they do, what their businesses were, why they appreciate the community we were in. And one lady went as far to say, what you going to do with this interview after? And I said, well, I'm going to post it. And, you know, you should follow this and follow that. And then she went in to say her need, her ask. And so you never know what can come out of a conversation. Just like you said, you saying that they didn't have nothing for you. This lady was over 60. And from there, she told me of an idea that she's been working on, but she needs some help with. But if I didn't bring her out, or my girlfriend didn't bring her over to where we were, she was in the corner, secluded. And she even said, well, you know, I'm older and not everybody always wants to speak to, you know, older women. And, you know, older women don't feel a certain way. But once she got sitting, all her asks came out. And I thought, this is wonderful that we're able to encourage that conversation, but make her also feel comfortable, foster a comfortable, safe environment that she can express what she needed, what she wanted, right? And how I could help her. So I think I heard Dave say once, the best way. That's okay, Spence. You got Spence trying to network as well. Shoot. Dave said to ask questions. I don't know if Spencer was trying to ask me a question. I don't know what you're saying, Spencer. I don't know. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Maybe you know Cherika's over there. Don't know. Spencer, you're not on this call.
He's speaking to Miss Chris, the lady who walks the neighborhood too. He was just telling you, go, girl. We've been out there earlier today. That's it.
Right? Spencer trying to get in here, right, Nayetta? But anyhow, I think Dave had said, and somebody else said it to me this week, I think it's all about asking questions, even when you're networking. And it's really like, oh, well, what do you need? And that might help you get something might connect. And that might help you get something you need. Right? Yeah.
Well, and then, like you said, you that lady that you talked to, she was sitting off by herself. And that's one thing I tried, well, I don't want to say try. That's one thing I do
and
look for someone that's sitting by themselves. There was a lady at this event that I went to. She was it's a whole big public event. There's people all around. She's sitting on the sofa by herself. There's a huge TV behind her. It was at a hotel rooftop lounge. And so I saw her sitting there, and I was like, the dress she had on was gorgeous, so that caught my attention. And I walked over to her and I said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And she was like, she said, "Oh, I'm good." I said, "Why aren't you smiling?" And she said, "I'm just really shy." I was like, "Oh, come on, girl. Listen, look, I'm going to introduce you to the nicest person in the room." And she stood up. We talked for a minute. And so I said, "Come on." So she walked over. I introduced her to him. And, they talked. And the one thing he said, "How did you come by me?" And I said, "Well, I told her I was going to introduce her to."
You weren't smiling either.
Well, no, I told her. Well, I had already talked to him earlier, and I told her I was going to introduce her to the nicest person in the room. He said, "To really get out of your shell, you should introduce her to the meanest person in the room."
Oh, Lord!
And the funny thing is, he and I both looked at each other and said the same name. And said the same name and started laughing. So I went over and I introduced her to him. And I told him, he's like, "I'm the meanest person in the room." I said, "You're not really the meanest." I said, "But you the one that wants all the smoke." He's like, "Yeah, I do." And so they talked. Turns out she had gone to a conference that he'd been to before. So when she came to me at the end of the night, she said, "I talked to 3 other people that I had never met before." She said, "Because you came and talked to me and got me up and got me going around the room, I met 3 people that I never talked to before."
That's awesome.
So, you just never know who you may affect or who you may have some sort of impact on, because I'm not going to ever say I was that real shy person. I might have been a little shy, but shoot, put me in a room full of people and I'm scoping it out trying to figure out, okay, am I going to go to the right and talk to all those people? Or am I going to go to the left and talk to those people? Or am I just go straight down the middle and make my way back around either way? So
I think the tip there is being in the room.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But I like that you said that, because it made me think about my first network event. And I went with my mom, and it was one on real estate. And I was just like, I don't know what this is about to be like. I don't know who these people are. I don't even know what I'm about to talk about with these people. And so when I went, I was like, all right, Ma, I'm going this way. You work that way. And we just split up. And, and it just felt better, because if you stick to the people that you're already with, you're going to kind of just gravitate towards that. Right. But if you split up, it really pushes you outside of your comfort zone even more to now have to go and speak instead of having to like lean on somebody else to kind of have that conversation.
Yeah. And one thing that also helps is if you, when you go to these events, you have to go with a goal. You can't just go and say, okay, I'm going to just talk to people. You have to go with the goal. My goal for this was to tell people about Big Up Your Biz. And
what is Big Up Your Biz?
I'm glad you asked.
Tell us.
Big Up Your Biz is a show I do every Wednesday at 7:27 p.m. Eastern live. I do it live on CRV Diva on TikTok, at Sports Sense on Instagram, and at CRV Diva on Facebook. It's where businesses can come in and talk about themselves for a few minutes in hopes of find new clients, customers, or you can come in and maybe find a business that you want to do business with. That's Big Up Your Biz.
Absolutely. Big it it's up. Like your own like online networking vibe. Like I've never have gone on Big Up Your Biz and not get an additional follow, or have a great conversation with another guest that might be a plant-based chef or someone else that says things that they believe would be best supportive of my business, or finding coaches and communities that would better align to the next things that I would like to do or see for my business. So Big Up Your Biz is a whole vibe. And I appreciate you for creating that space each and every week on a Wednesday, just for us to come and tell everybody about our business. So I thank you for that, Sports Sense. But Shireen, it was something you said earlier about the elderly lady or the older lady that was in a space where she didn't really feel comfortable and kind of shy and tucked off.
And she did come with people. She was with 2 other ladies, but they were all in the corner.
Gotcha. And so it made me think about this older lady at the community market fair. And so, I'm just out there getting the content, like taking pictures, doing video, like, oh my God, this is a new place. And so she has plants all around her. So I don't want to say her name wrong, but it was like the plantrepreneur. Like entrepreneur, but plant. And she's like a plant, like she's into plant healing. And so I was like, oh my goodness, are these, is this your business? And she was like, yes. I was like,
say it, girl. I love you already.
Yeah, let's go. This is really nice. I'm excited. Did my friend give you the podcast guest application form so I could do an interview so I can learn so much more about your business?
I'll be her. Oh
yes. My gosh. Right. Yeah. No, she was like, well, who are you?
And what?
And I was like, oh, I'm Devani. And then, I went on into my thing and everything like that. And she was like, oh, okay. Yeah, she gave it to me. Came inside for the interview, and the lady was so cool. And it's just like, it's sometimes it's just that demeanor. And it was like, these young kids just start talking to you, talking all fast. You don't know what's going on. And it's just like, whoa. But she had so much wisdom. There were so many different things she talked about that reminded me of my aunt and was similar. I was like, I wish that my aunt could just sit down and have a conversation with you, because y'all are like peers, on the same age range. And just to know what you're doing, being intentional with your healing, with growing your own fruits and vegetables, getting into plants, like it, being able to see like my aunt and my grandma all in this lady being able to vibe. I just wish they were there so they could all talk and learn from each other. But I love that you talk about an elderly person, still wise, still have something to share with the world, and just want to be able to get it out there. And to be able to have her come and talk to you, that was beautiful, Shireen. And I need somebody like you have, that go-getter, just grabbing people and throwing them in,
bringing them over.
Like I kind of low-key had that vibe there that day, and I was like, I can do this. It's like taking the show on the road. Like,
yeah, it's fun.
You need a podcast segment. Let me be your vendor and your podcaster. Let me help these vendors
get this content
while they're there. Yeah,
a whole service. But you know what? You reminded me that even at that same event, other people sat down. I had a girl sit down, and she said, you just got the nerves off of me. So when you see somebody and they look straight, it's not always like, let's not have assumptions. Let's not project our assumptions on other people, because we don't know what someone's feeling. So she said, coming in, oh, and my greeting, just like Cynthia's greeting was warm, my greeting was, hello, queen. And just that greeting alone, she said, oh, she started shaking. You got me feeling so comfortable. You got my nerves coming off. But there was another lady, and she was sitting close to us. She was very quiet. And I thought, something must be going on. But I didn't know that my friend who was grabbing people had spoken to her about coming to talk with me at the podcast. But she was very quiet. My girl warmed right up as soon as I said hello. She opened right up, blossomed right up, face just brightened up, and so you just never know. I thought something was wrong, right? Because you never know what someone's going through just because they're there. That doesn't mean anything. Maybe they're just getting out for the first time, right? But she came right up and got comfortable, right? And it's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to see. But I stand by Cynthia saying, I think the first tip is, comfortable or not comfortable, put yourself in the room, put yourself in a space so that you can meet new people, so that whatever your objective is, hopefully it's good. Put yourself in the space, put yourself in the room.
So put yourself in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Go and be yourself.
Absolutely.
Trust yourself. What'd you have, Shireen?
I said put yourself in the room, girl.
Oh, okay, got it. So I was be yourself. She was, and Cynthia was.
One of the things you just mentioned.
She had the first one. She had the first tip.
I think
have conversation starters. Have a good
conversation.
Cynthia
also said have an objective.
Have an objective.
And said have a goal and intention for why you're going. Okay, so have a goal and intention for why you're going. Have a great conversation starter.
Mm-hmm.
Go be yourself and put yourself in the room.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you said something else, but I can't remember because you keep running it back. I don't know.
Trust yourself. I wasn't writing it down. Trust yourself.
That's all right. It's good.
Yeah, it is. It's great. I love it because there's so much power in networking. And that's just pretty much what we all want to say is that there's so much power in networking. And honestly, we wouldn't be here together, all three of us and Nayetta in the chat, if it wasn't for our ability to network. We all put ourselves in the room to be podcast ambassadors for the first podcast summit. We all said, hey, we're confused on some of this work we need to do. We don't have a good XYZ statement. Let's work this thing off in another Zoom. And we did that. And then we just kept getting our reps in and we kept just saying, hey, we don't know what we're doing, but let's do it together and let's support each other. And ever since then, we've birthed this whole group of each other. And now we keep running it every 90 days of accountability. We just keep running it.
We're forever now. There's no 90 days anymore. We're just forever now.
It is because we got to say, oh, y'all, our 90 days is ending. What we looking forward to evolving in the next 90 days? It's like an elevation.
True.
Like we can't do the same what we were at the last 90 days. So we always look at that 90-day mark. But we wouldn't be who we are, and our businesses probably wouldn't be as what it is if we didn't have each other. And we wouldn't have had each other had we not leaned into the possibility and the power of networking. So I hope y'all got something out of this, but just know if you had the opportunity to go be in the room, go be in the room. Start the conversation. Don't just sit around and look around and be too shy. Just talk to somebody because they came for a reason. Just get to know someone. And that's another thing we kind of talk about too. We set a goal for how many people we're going to talk to.
I wanted to go there. I'm glad you brought that. Go there.
We talk to how many people we actually want to talk to when we go there. So then you go in there and say, oh, I can say I got in the room. The goal was for me to attend. Like, no,
that's only goal one, baby, on that checklist.
That's just to get you through the door. That's just to get you through the door, get you through the entry. Like you then need to have a number of how many people you're going to talk to or how many podcast guests you're going to try to convert or invite people to be on the podcast. It's just how many subscribers you want, how many people you want to scan your QR code and link and have a call to action. Then it's so much more layers to it. But just knowing that you can connect with somebody, even if it's only 2 or 3 people in a room, you still have the opportunity to embrace and benefit from the power of networking.
I would say, like, if you don't know what your goals should be, kind of look at what your targets are over the next couple of weeks, right? So, like, what's upcoming in the next 2 weeks? Is it build your newsletter? Do you have an event? Do you need more subscribers to your YouTube channel? Like, so that when your intention
that you want to lose some weight, actually start moving with intention, reduce your stress. Just for those of you who might not be business owners and you come for us just on the wellness side too, just want to throw some other examples.
Oh yeah. Like whatever your goals are, align it so that, like, whatever your personal goals are, align it so that when you go in the room, you know, I'm going to meet, and obviously the event will also depend on the event, unless you're at a party. That's completely different, right? Because you might be at a
no, it's not. Cynthia said, wherever you go, you need to network. Be ready to network.
I'm not saying
I didn't go to the jazz lounge.
That's not what I'm not saying not to network. I'm saying if you go to a specific event, you might look out. Like if I go to a wellness event, I'm going to look out. Maybe I want to meet a specific person in not a specific person in a vertical in wellness. But if I go to a party, I just want to jam. I'm a network, but it might be a whole different. My goal might be to get a rum and coke. But my goal
I was
might
still
not
trying
be.
to find
My goal might
someone
not
to
be
step
to.
into the channel.
My goal might not be to get somebody to interview on my podcast. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I got
try
you.
to set your. If you're going to a specific event, try to set your goal to something that's specific to you, whether it's business or, like Giovanni said, wellness. But like Cynthia, you said you went.
We talked about that last week. If it's to get more sleep, hours of sleep, or get rest, that could be a goal. See, set your
But
time.
how do you tie that into meeting people?
You said whatever your goals are, thinking about your goals. But you can ask somebody, hey, do you ever have trouble sleeping at night?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me give you the scenario. I walk into a fet, we whining, and I'm asking him, you having trouble sleeping?
No, because you're too busy trying to get rum and Coke.
But when you talk to them, that's something, it may come up in a conversation. They were like, yeah, well, I don't know how I'm doing this because
baby,
I've been having trouble sleeping. Really? You've been having trouble sleeping? Hey, you had trouble sleeping?
You having trouble sleeping? No. Don't ask people if they're having trouble sleeping. That is not coming from here. I do not endorse that statement. Do not ask anyone. You want to find out, if you find a friend and you ask your friend. Don't go into no club or no event and ask, unless it is a sleep event.
So let me ask you something.
Please.
Are you having trouble with chronic pain?
Can you touch my shoulder and I'll answer you?
Understand how to eliminate stress, get to moving and understanding the benefits of that. Y'all, what I need you to do is grab this free anti-inflammatory guide in the description of this video. You have foods, different types of foods that you can go ahead and start trying to consume and putting in your own creative spin on it so you can create your own Empower plate and your own Empower bowl. You got 5 juice and smoothie recipes. So you can go ahead and start trying to get in at least 1 smoothie or juice a day to start getting in those vegetables and those fruits. So you can start reducing inflammation. Inflammation causes a lot of problems and issues that should not even happen in your life. So get your free anti-inflammatory guide. And if you're looking for a healthy habits and lifestyle coach, there's a link in the description so you can tap in with me and I can see exactly how I can best support you. What you got, Shireen?
One time I was on the Friday call with Dave.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling Dave that I need his help with something. And this man started talking about, what you can do with $500? I was like, wait a minute, are you filming a commercial? It was just so out of, but I'm trying to ask you for your help. Are you filming a commercial? And I was, okay, let me just sit back while he films this commercial. Like, can we leave the commercial to the end? We're in the midst of the conversation. And we were talking about the sleep. And I thought you were going to say something about the sleep.
Sleep hygiene is in the anti-inflammatory guide, and I just wanted y'all to make sure you got it. So in the event you don't watch the episode me and Shireen did last week, it's in there and it helps you. It tells you why sleep is very important on an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. And I just thought that it was a great time to grab the baton because you were talking about sleep was inappropriate in the bar and we could not find the best scenario. I couldn't, but I knew where you can find sleep hygiene.
Yes.
In the anti-inflammatory guide.
I know where you're getting your pages from. That's all I'm saying.
Sports Sense, if you would like to go.
Sports Sense, can I rub your shoulder so you could say something, please? Okay. You're on this side of my screen.
It's not like I'm just walking up randomly, touching and grabbing men. I just lightly put my hand. Why aren't you smiling?
Oh Lord!
Why are you not smiling?
It's all above the all above the waist, right?
Oh, definitely above the waist. Yeah. I have never had anyone either not smile. Actually, everyone 100%, and I can say everybody has smiled. Everybody smiled.
When we go to Miami, not Miami, where are we going? When we go to Atlanta.
Don't you buy that ticket for Miami?
Don't worry, I'm buying the ticket for Atlanta.
Okay, she'll be able to Atlanta wherever she goes.
I'm not touching no shoulders. I like to keep my hands to myself. When we go to Atlanta, Cynthia, I want you to keep a poll.
Okay.
You keep a poll of those hands.
How many people are touching and how many people actually respond?
Yeah.
Okay. Now don't plan any people and say whatever she does, do not respond.
I'm gonna go right behind you after you touch them. Be like, how'd you feel about me? I'm gonna start a whole new
Okay,
podcast.
then you make her feel
A whole new
creepy about doing
podcast.
it.
And I can see her actually doing that too. Prospective studio owner. This is Shireen.
Hello, this is
What
Shireen
was
Sun
your
from
perspective
Perspective Studio
about her
Productions.
rubbing on
How
your
you feel about
arm?
getting touched up in this plate?
And then I won't be able to network with
Unexpected.
nobody else because by then
Exactly.
Not even.
words gonna
Hi, my name is
spread.
Giovanni. I know my name is. Hello, my name is Giovanni. My name is Rhonda. I am not going to be Shireen.
Do y'all have any call to actions you would like the people to tap into?
Sorry, say that again.
It's okay, y'all. Yesterday I had another episode drop of the Empire Plates, Empire Lives podcast. If you are not following the Empire Plates, Empire Lives podcast on your favorite podcast distribution platform, please show your girls some love. Apple Podcasts, go give it a rating. Spotify, go give it a rating as soon as you listen to an episode or two and support the channel. It's all about journeys of strength for those on their own personal healing journeys. And it's inspiring you to be intentional about your own healing journey because you got this and you deserve to live a healthy, vibrant life. And I love you. So what y'all got?
Cynthia.
I dropped my latest episode of my podcast today. Just the two of us.
We don't even know this. Let's go.
Let's go.
I didn't put that in the chat.
No. It's okay. It's all right.
Okay.
What was it about?
Well, just the two of us. This is where I end the debate. Who's the GOAT? Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Oh,
I ended.
Okay.
And also
Curious Talk, Sports Sense.
my new theme song.
So they need to come to the YouTube, Sports Sense.
So you need to go to youtube.com/@sportssense. Sports Sense. CYNTS. What kind of weird pointing at my boob. Sports Sense.
I don't say nothing.
And while you're there, watch the other episodes too. Because as far as I'm concerned, I think they're all amazing. But that's just my opinion. So Sports Sense, yes, latest episode dropped this morning, 9 a.m. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
All right, folks. I'm not closing off yet because they be just changing the subject, is having commercials mid-sentence. I mean, to be honest, we're media. This is media. That's what happens, right? Just as you're in, then you see buy toilet paper. So I'm going to say, I'm going to drop mine just to be on it. Check out the interview that I did this week with Dr. Vibe. It's on my page as well. I did an interview on Monday, yes, at 9 a.m., that live. And I talk a little bit about my journey. And honestly, I've shared things in that interview that I haven't even shared out loud to anyone. So it's definitely a good interview. Check that out on blackprint.com. That's the YouTube channel. It's not uploaded because it's not uploaded on the distribution platform. But if you follow us on Voices and Vibes with a Z on any of your podcasting platforms, you'll hear the next upcoming podcasts that are coming out. But that interview, I was surprisingly sharing some tips and some goodies of my journey as just like starting. And I'm excited because tomorrow, like I said, I'll be doing my first talk, not my first talk, but a talk about being comfortable in spaces or having confidence in uncomfortable spaces and just kind of standing out. And so I'll give a little bit more about that journey in that talk. But because of that, it inspired me to do a solo episode today. So that will be dropping where I do actually go where I do go in and release more like full in depth about just finding confidence in spaces, uncomfortable spaces. So yeah. But if I don't even want us to wrap up this conversation. I feel like the time has just flown by.
Sorry.
So
we got next week.
I just want you to like get out there before we pull our card. I want you to get out there and set an intention, maybe 2 intentions. So yes, get in the room, but set a relevant intention for yourself where you can at least meet 2 or 3 people that you might want to follow up with. If it doesn't work out from a follow-up standpoint, but be intentional so that it can move you forward with your growth. Try not to touch people because you don't know how people will respond. That's all I'm going to give you. If you touch people and you get a good or a bad response, come back and drop it in the comments because we want to know. We want to know about your mess. But I am not endorsing your hands on anyone. But I will say this. One of the benefits, while these ladies are laughing, I will say this. One of the benefits that has happened for me for just being out there and networking is it's gotten me the speaking event, or it allows me to get, I've been invited to come out and do additional live podcasts, or I've been invited to come out and do other things. So the more you get out there and the more you talk, the more opportunities can come from it, even when you're thinking little old me. Because that's what I was like. Why me? Me? Moi? Sure. And I didn't touch nobody. And they got all of this BMF. Wait. Oh, that's BMF. No. What's resting? RBF. Yeah, Power's my show. I can't lie. All right. Should I pull? Or Giovanni, you want it? I'll shuffle. Cynthia, you got any parting words, baby? Hold on. Cynthia, let me touch your shoulder. Is Cynthia, am I in the middle for you?
You keep coming at me, even though you're trying to go at Cynthia. You're reaching for me. That's not. Yep, that's
Cynthia, where do you see my hand? No, that's on your screen. Is this you, Cynthia?
Yes.
That's you? Yes. You're not there on my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, ladies. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. All right, Cynthia, your turn. Tag.
She did already. She went before you.
She might have more. Cynthia,
she doesn't. You came back and everything she said, you were like, but don't touch somebody. If you touch somebody, let them know. You're just taking all out. She didn't give it.
All right, Linda.
Just giving tips. Just
all
giving
right,
tips.
All right. Let's see.
I would just say, y'all, while Shireen's pulling that card, because she liked to shuffle for about 20 minutes.
And do
if you're nervous about talking to people when you're going to network events, role play with your friends or your family members. Role playing helps take out a lot of the nerves because it allows you to get your reps in before you even get there. And so when you start talking, you kind of like start smiling naturally. Hopefully it doesn't trigger anyone though. You start smiling naturally because you remember how you were in a safe space working this role play out with other people. And you're like, man, I'm really doing this now. And it feels so much more natural because I know exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. So role play before you get out there. And that's all good. If you can't role play with somebody else, role play with yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's you that's putting yourself in these rooms to go after the things that you say you want for yourself. So if it's your vision, it's your dream, nobody knows it better than you. So start practicing and talking and speaking it out, even if it's just you. But try it with people you love before you get out there. And just see it. If you fumble it up, it's all good. People nervous is natural. It's you. Embrace you. Card is ready. Let's go.
I love y'all.
This card is brought to you by nobody. All right. So the card of the night says, are you ladies ready?
Been ready.
Ben, breathe. One day, one step, one breath at a time. Breathe. So when you get in those rooms, just take a deep breath. Giovanni. If you breathe that long, I ain't talking to you. If you breathe on me like that.
I had to do that this morning because I felt my nerves kind of getting the best of me.
I hear you, but if you come in the room and you do this.
I did
I felt it this morning. You
It
killed
worked
it this
for me.
morning.
It got me right. It got me back in
Mhm.
a calming state in order for me to just kind of lean in and be myself. So
Yeah.
if my deep breathing don't work for you, Shireen, it's all right.
It's not the deep breathing, it's the exhale. If the exhale hits me, we got a problem.
Shireen, you're all the way in Canada right now.
It
You
does not
asked me
matter.
to
I'm saying in a room. If I'm in a room and somebody does that and they exhale with the mouth open and it hits me,
So you want me to deep inhale and then keep it on the
turn your
exhale?
face so it doesn't hit. I don't want I don't want this.
The rules you have for people to just be themselves.
Be yourself and don't make me smell your breath. It's easy.
So don't.
Oh my goodness.
No,
Okay.
keep the Hallie
All
to yourself.
Now you can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up.
Right. Don't exhale on me. Exactly. None of that. No. Turn your head. If you breathe, you do what you got to do to get comfortable. Don't exhale on me. That's just like touching me, but in a whole other way. Let me see that mouth go.
All right, guys. It's been another episode of Herbal Tea Thursday. My peppermint tea is out.
Mine's not. Still hot.
I didn't see you sipping much.
Mine's
Cynthia,
gone.
yours out?
Yep, mine's gone.
Mine's an extra large.
Good job. Mine too, Cynthia. So I hope y'all enjoyed your tea. I hope you enjoyed the vibes. But most importantly, we hope that you were able to get something out of this conversation in regards to the power of networking. And then not only networking, but something that you can apply for your own well-being. All right. So make sure you're taking care of you. Self-care is the best way to love yourself. We started this conversation off with 3 ways that you absolutely love about you, the things you love about yourself. So make sure you're loving on you. So don't forget that. We love you. We appreciate you. Thanks for vibing with us, y'all.
Thank you, people. See you next week.